What is good, YouTube? I am back bringing you guys another video breaking down the Monday, August 3rd, 2020 slate. It's a 1:30 slate. The first game of the day is Toronto at Miami. Let's just jump right into it. So at point guard, top options are Kyle Lowry, Ben Simmons, Chris Paul. I don't really love any of these guys, honestly. Ben Simmons is fine at 8,100 against San Antonio. Like I mentioned the other day, De'Aaron Fox torched San Antonio, and I know Ben Simmons and De'Aaron Fox aren't the same player, but I think at 8,100, Ben Simmons could definitely pay off that salary. Yeah, I have no interest in Kyle Lowry or Chris Paul. They're both going to be slow-paced games, tough matchups. I'm just not a fan at their price tag. Anywho, my favorite point guard of the day is Ja Morant in a matchup against New Orleans. This is going to be an extremely fast-paced game. It's going to be a competitive game. It's going to be close. This game has major playoff implications, so I just think that Ja's going to get his opportunities. At 7,500, I think that's still too cheap. That's a good price tag for him. I think this is easily the best play of the day. Moving on to shooting guard. Jimmy Butler, DeMar DeRozan at the top. Not a fan, once again, of either of these top options. Both in tough matchups. DeMar DeRozan against Philadelphia is just brutal at 8K too. I know LaMarcus Aldridge is going to be out. DeMar is going to get his chances, but I just can't trust it at 8K against Philly. Jimmy Butler against Toronto. Yeah, 8,200. I don't like it, so I'm going to stay away from that. I do like Drew Holiday against Memphis at 7,600. I think that might be a little too cheap for him. Like I said, it's going to be a competitive game, fast-paced game. Drew's going to get his shots, so I like Drew. I think easily the best play at shooting guard though is Donovan Mitchell at 6,800. I think that's like disrespectful. I know he had a stinker against OKC the other day, but I mean, like, come on, man. 6,800 for Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, he had 16 fantasy points against OKC. That's definitely not the best, but still, like, 6,800 for Donovan Mitchell is insane. Just lock that in, honestly. Donovan's one of those guys that can easily get you 50, 40 fantasy points. He could go off at any time. I think he's definitely the best play at shooting guard. Moving on to small forward, got LeBron at the top, Siakam at the top, Brandon Ingram. LeBron's been playing bad since the bubble started. Hasn't really been doing much. At 10K, it's okay. I wouldn't be mad at you if you went to it, but I'm probably going to stay away. Siakam at 8K against Miami, the matchup is just, it's brutal. Miami's really good defensively. 8K, I don't mind it, but I'm probably going to stay away from that. Ingram against Memphis at 74 is interesting. Like I said, fast-paced game, 7,400. Ingram should pay off that tag, so I don't mind Ingram. TJ Warren, I mean, guys, TJ Warren had an absolute heater against the 76ers. He carried the Pacers to that win. 40 minutes, 53 points, 67 fantasy points on Fanduel. Absolutely torched Philadelphia. I don't expect much to change, honestly. We already got the news that Malcolm Brogdon's going to be out for Monday. I think Victor Oladipo is doubtful. No Sabonis still, so I think TJ Warren at 6,700, he's going to carry a lot of the load on this offense. So I like TJ Warren at 6,700. Probably going to be a popular play, but he's just too good to pass up at that price. Going on to power forward now. Anthony Davis, who was really bad against the Raptors at 9,600. Against Utah, it's not the best matchup. He's going to be matched up against that big front court and Rudy Gobert. I mean, definitely not the best matchup, but 9,600, and looking at the other options here at power forward, I think you could easily get to Anthony Davis here. I like him probably the most out of all these guys, even though his matchup. Jaren Jackson at 64, he got priced up. He played amazing against the Trailblazers the other day. Zion looked awful at 6,300. His minutes probably will still be restricted, so I probably won't go there. Brandon Clark at 5K is interesting against New Orleans. I think I like that as well. That's probably my second favorite play. But I think I'm going to lock in Anthony Davis at 96. I think it's a good price for Anthony Davis. And finally, moving on to center, we got Embiid at the top, followed by Jokic. Embiid at 9,700. He went nuclear against the Pacers. I think he had 80 fantasy points. Let's see. Yeah, 80 fantasy points, 41 real life points, 21 rebounds. He played out of his mind. I mean, he even was hurt at one point in the game and he came back. Still put up 80 fantasy points. At 9,700, that's a decent price for him against the Spurs. The Spurs aren't very big. I'm not worried about Jakob Poeltl stopping Embiid, so I definitely think you could get there at 97. I really like Joval against the Pelicans at 7K. Pelicans aren't very big at all. I mean, Zion's going to be at power forward. You're going to have Derek Favors at center. Derek Favors is still pretty small, and half the time it looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. So at 7K, Joval, I definitely like that. Miles Turner at 6.5 isn't bad either. Against Washington, we know how bad Washington is against centers, so I think that's definitely a viable option. Thomas Bryant went off against the Nets. Imagine that. I was going to play him, and at the last second I didn't. I switched off of him, and he put up 58, so lucky me. But yeah, against the Pacers, it's okay, I guess. He's priced up, so I probably won't be touching that. Moving down here, Derek Favors is okay at 5K. Like, he'll probably just get you enough to pay off that salary. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing really. Marc Gasol looked bad against the Lakers. He gets a tough matchup against Miami too. Not really interested in that. But yeah, other than that, I think that's probably it for me. Those are probably the core plays. If you did enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more. I'll be posting like this every day, every night, breaking down the slates, giving my opinions, whatever. Follow me on Twitter. It'll be linked in the description below. Cactus DFS on Twitter. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.